beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you don't already know me, my name is Caitlin O'Neill, and today I want to share an encouragement with all of you. And my topic is rejoicing in the midst of the storm. I got some inspiration for this with Pastor Steven Furtick with Elevation Church's message he did a few weeks ago, and it really stuck out to me, and I really felt like the Lord told me, I want you to speak on talking about storms and just how we can rejoice in the midst of trials. And I don't know where everyone's at this moment, but we all go through storms. We all go through trials, whether that's COVID and it's not COVID. We all go through problems. Like even before Corona happened, we all go through so much stuff just living life. And no matter what it is, we all go through so many storms. And I don't want to just talk about us going through them, because we all go through them. I don't want to just say, yeah, we go through them, that's that. I want to talk about how we can rejoice in them. And this is something that God has really been testing on my life, because I've been in a season of complete total uncertainty in just so many different facets of my own life, and just trying to work out of the not knowing and the unknown. And it can be really overwhelming sometimes. And Satan wants to play on our emotions. He wants to take our circumstances and just blow them up and to make us freak out and overwhelm and think just crazy, how is this ever gonna get worked out thoughts. God is not the God of uncertainty. He guides our steps and he guides our path. And even though the road might look a little bumpy, God still guides us through it. And I just want to talk about rejoicing in the midst of the storm. Now, before we get into how you can rejoice in the midst of uncertainty, there's one thing that we have to be so close to God. We have to be tethered to him. We have to be seeking his face, and we have to be close to his heart and wanting to hear the things he has to say, because we can't rejoice in the midst of trials without God. It's only through God that we can do this, because our human nature wants to freak out about everything. Our human nature wants to take every little thing the world throws at us and blow it out of proportion, and wants to overanalyze, overthink, freak out, stress out about everything. But God is not the God of stress. He's not the God of anxiety. He's not the God of the unknown. God is such a good God, and he wants to be our peace through our hard times. He wants to be the guiding hand through our hard times. And how we are able to rejoice in the storm is to seek him above what we're going through. And it's to seek him above everything that we feel like is crumbling down on top of us. He is the answer to all of it. And I know that's really cliche to say, Jesus is the answer, just listen to him. But truly, God is the answer to all of our problems. And as soon as we stop looking at the circumstances around us, the sooner we can be happy, and the sooner we can look to God and know that he has the best plan for our lives. And he wants to get us through the storm, because through every storm, he wants to teach us something. I truly believe that no season is wasted. I think that nothing in our life is wasted. I believe that God uses everything, and because God's not the God of wasting opportunity and wasting chances. Everything we go through is for a purpose. And that's not to say that all the bad things that happen to us is because of God. The reason bad things happen is because we live in a fallen world. And that's what happened when the fall of man with Adam and Eve in the garden. But yet through all of our sin and through our mistakes, God uses those. He wants to show us through our mistakes that we can come out from the other side, and we can be better for it, and we can learn stuff about ourselves that we never imagined we'd learn. And that is truly, I think, the definition of rejoicing in the middle of the storm. We can know that even though we don't know what's going on around us, we can know that God does have a plan. No matter what we go through, God has a plan for our lives, and he is guiding our footsteps every single way. And I want to read Matthew 7:24 through 27. And this is the story in the parable of the men who build their house upon the rock and their house upon the sand, and the foolish and the wise. And it's truly where we build our foundation, and that's how we can rejoice. Because if we build our foundation upon the sand and we let our worry overcome us, There is no way we're going to be able to get through our problems and troubles with a joyful attitude and with a peace of God. Because if we are just so focused on what is going on around us, we can never be happy. We can never be joyful. Happy is very fleeting. Happy is very circumstantial. Joyful is from God. Joy is one of the things God wants to give every single one of us. And I want to read this section, which I felt like so truly captures what we need to do in our own spiritual lives so that we can be joyful in the midst of uncertainty. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on his house, but it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be a foolish man who builds his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against his house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. I love that parable so much that Jesus told, because it truly is, where does our foundation lie? Because it starts with that. It starts with the foundation. You can't build a house without a foundation. And if our foundation is rooted in God and rooted in His Word, and then we build it up from there, we build up our trust, our faith, because everything we go through, all the trials, it's faith. We have to have faith, because without faith, without trusting in God in those hard times, without the hard times, we can't grow in our faith. That's not how faith works. We can't have this gigantic, huge, massive faith without having to go through things that require a lot of faith and us walking out and stepping out of our current faith situation and our faith in that we feel like that all we have is this kind of faith, and we're like, I don't know, this is really jumping out there for me. But that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to take the leap, take the plunge into what He has for us, and to fully and completely trust Him. Because guess what? He will never disappoint you when you fully give everything to Him and fully trust Him. That's all He wants for us, and all He wants from us is for us to trust Him so that He can let us and lead us into everything and all the miraculous things He has for our lives. That's not to say we're never going to go through anything, but God is with us through every step of the way. And I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and give it a like and subscribe if you want more videos like this. And follow me down on my social medias. I'll have them linked down below. And I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.